why
everyone,
Australia is super gay.
Welcome to the Rooster Podcast. This week brought to you by MeUndies, Tracker, and Uber. I'm Gus.
I'm Gavin.
I'm Chris.
I'm Birdie.
It sneak up on you guys? I'm Gus.
I tried timing with the swallow.
Don't we usually do close-ups for that?
I'm not in charge
Are
of
you
that.
waiting
I'm in
for your
charge of
close-up?
this right here.
No, it usually signifies open your mouth and say something.
What was the? You're focused on close-ups because he keeps mentioning
This is
close-ups.
like the third week in a row, I think.
I'm pretty sure it's not.
Who was it that was upset that you got too many close-ups one time? No, we did. We talked about
Why
this.
are we counting close-ups?
This was a thing, wasn't it?
I don't
Am I
remember
crazy?
that.
You're talking about the audio commentary for Laser Team 2.
I am.
Where it's like, Colton Dunn, picture of Colton. Bernie Burns, there's Bernie.
I am.
Gavin Free, no one is in the frame. And I didn't want to close them. I was like, where am I?
Well, your character was missing for a little bit.
That's true.
For most of the movie, I mean, entirely gone.
Before we really get started on the podcast, I wanted to point out that something's a little different this week. We have the Gift of First week here at Rooster Teeth. So you are watching this live on other platforms. Normally, we only broadcast live for our first members on our website. But tonight's podcast is going live across YouTube and the rest of the internet as well. So welcome. If you were a first member, you could watch this every week. But hopefully you are.
Had a 2-hour meeting today about the new video platform, the new site video experience.
How'd it go?
It's great. I mean, it's just like we make a lot of videos, dude. We make a lot of videos.
I was amazed. Evan had that journal about it. You know, we were talking about cataloging all of the, our videos and conforming everything. And it was just, was it like 23,000 videos on our website?
Mm-hmm. It is a lot.
How do we have that many? 23,000.
Yeah, we have a lot.
Is that right?
I think we have like 9,000 on the Rooster Teeth YouTube channel, and we have something like 4,000 on Let's Play now. I can look it up. I mean, it's all right.
Well, that's up in a hurry.
Yeah.
It's 15 years almost.
Plus, we also have multiple versions of some things that, like YouTube, we just put one up, but sometimes we'll put like 2 or 3 different versions of it up on the website,
Got it.
Different versions of RVB. I mean, resolutions and things. Those are legacy. Yeah. And then, even like the podcast. Do we have audio versions of the podcast stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of different stuff.
We used to do different audio formats, but now we just do MP3.
How many videos are on the Let's Play channel on YouTube.com, Gavin, if you had to guess?
1,500.
You're close. 1,852.
Oh, okay.
There's probably a better way to say that. 1,800.
Yeah, there you go. That's
1,852 sounds weird. Yeah.
Sounds like a year.
How many videos are on the Slow-Mo Guys channel? Slow-Mo
179.
159. Fucking step it up.
Oh, I've deleted some.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Why, because they didn't get 1 million views?
No.
Okay.
Just because they're older or they had someone in it who was terrible or it was like an old sponsored one that I don't like.
Oh, really?
Get rid.
Yeah, why not?
Contract's up.
Cull it. See it. I heard a weird thing about do you guys ever play the game The Culling?
No,
which is kind of like Battlegrounds. Yeah. Do you play Battlegrounds, Chris?
No.
Culling was where Ryan got really pissed off that Jack was backseat gaming. It was a good one.
There was something about like, dude, I don't know why you brought this up because I'm completely paraphrasing something I heard on a different podcast. But something like recently they had 15 players online globally. Like they didn't have enough players online globally to make a match, which is just
The
nuts.
Culling?
Yeah.
How old is
I guess
game?
everyone has just moved to Battlegrounds.
I think even
or Fortnite now.
I did a read for the No last week where we talked about even like some of Lawbreakers numbers, and I think Lawbreakers at one point had 10.
Really?
Yeah.
How old is that game?
It came out this summer.
What?
Yeah.
And they had 10 people playing?
Yeah. It's crazy. And you need a healthy population of people to play games with.
For multiplayer games, yeah, you do. Yeah. I never played Lawbreakers, which is I'm a big Cliffy B fan.
You're part of the problem.
Other people who you could join online and play with.
Well, I could like really have an impact on the community then. That's
Do you
what
think
that
that's still
says to
there?
me.
Those 10 are still going?
They probably can't find a match. So one other thing I should mention, if you want to interact with us, you can tweet us using hashtag RTPodcast.
Or RT Penis or RT Poop Fist.
Or I won't see those. You can just tweet us using hashtag RTPodcast, and those I will see. Gavin, you didn't even look at Twitter, do you?
RT Penis and RT Poop Fest. I'm adding that to my things that I'm going to look for.
It's just some crap I wrote on the board in there before we started.
And I assume at some point later in the podcast, maybe right before the end, we'll talk about The Last Jedi. I assume everyone here already saw it.
Yeah. Are we allowed to talk about that yet? It's not been 2
We'll
weeks.
talk about it at the very end. That's
What is the spoiler? What is the limitation on spoilers? Is
Don't
it 2
do it.
weeks now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Jack only just saw it today.
Okay.
He's seeing it now, I think.
Is he at
Yeah.
this moment?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did not get anything spoiled for me for this movie. I was really surprised.
Me too.
Me neither.
The Force Awakens instantly, as soon as it was out there.
I feel like
I got tons of them.
I don't know if this is a spoiler, but they were.
Don't say it.
Okay. Well, if you're not sure, it probably.
I was going to talk about the type of spoilers that would.
Well, let's save it. We'll talk about The Last Jedi at the end of this podcast.
So we can let people hit eject on this thing.
Well, you'll have plenty of advance notice to check out if you want to.
You can hit warp speed.
You don't have to check out. Do they actually
out of the system
in Star Wars? It's not. Is it a hyperdrive or are they going light speed?
They're going light speed.
Yeah, make the jump. Should we make the jump to light speed?
With the hyperdrive. The hyperdrive isn't working. Oh,
the hyperdrive
no.
is the mechanism that gets you to light speed.
That jumps you to light speed.
Okay.
So they travel the speed of light, but they probably travel faster than the speed of light. They just call it light speed.
How do they travel faster than the speed of light?
Because it's a sci-fi movie, Gavin.
No,
that's how they do it.
Why not just the speed of light?
Because it would take too long to go from system to system.
Yeah, it's like when you're on a long road trip. You could go 60, or you could go 65.
That's what a light year is.
Well, maybe it does
if they
take
jump
that long.
20 light years.
Yeah, but maybe it does take that long. It's just to them it doesn't.
No, because then everyone would age differently, and they'd be.
But doesn't everyone
a light year is just the light. It's just the light year.
Yeah, but do you see that year if you're going light speed?
It's you know the theory of relativity that if you approach the speed of light, that time slows down for you. So if that were the case, everywhere they'd show up, they're like, yeah, that the Star Destroyers blew that up 800 years ago. But thanks for stopping by. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
If time slows down, why would time go faster? You mean it only slows down for the people going light speed?
It doesn't. When somebody goes light speed, it doesn't speed up the world, the universe for everyone else. If that's what you're asking.
Well, I thought you'd be traveling at the speed of light.
This is the relative. This is where the relative falls into play here.
So you're moving at the speed of light, 1 light year in 1 year.
I also want to point out a theory hasn't been proven in any way. Einstein was a bit of a crackpot.
But we talked about this years ago. I think maybe 9 years ago on the podcast, we talked about this, where the clocks on GPS satellites are off from clocks that are on the ground because they've been in space going so fast for so long that they have an atrophy to their time.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, so now GPS units on the ground have to calculate in for the fact that the time on the satellites is off.
Can't they just retime the satellites?
I don't know. I'm not a satellite guy. I'm letting you know what I read.
All right.
But
I feel like when I was younger, having the correct time was a bigger deal. Like now all my devices always know exactly what time it is. But before it was kind of kind of in the zone.
I only just realized what the twisty part of a watch is for. The bit that clicks around.
What is it for?
Go ahead. The clicky part.
So you can know how much time has passed since you put it that way, right?
Well, yeah, that's what the device does. It tracks time. Yeah. What do you think it was? The compass?
I was just all my friends have these watches where you can go and I was like, I don't know what it's for.
They're typically diving watches, I think, is where that started.
So you know how long you've been diving.
There you go.
Yeah.
wait, so think about what you're saying. How did people determine what the right time was?
Yeah, there was a number you would call.
Really?
It was called time, weather, and temperature, and you'd call it.
And you call it and be like, what time?
Am I so old that you don't remember this, Gus? Do you remember?
Yeah. You would call, and it would just you wouldn't ask. It was just an automated message that would tell you.
At the tone, the time will be 4:25 p.m.
Yeah, we have that in England. You dial 1, 2, 3.
And they have a different number for different time zones?
Well, they were all local calls. So.
Yeah, you didn't have a cell phone back then, Chris.
Oh, yeah.
They knew where you were.
Yeah.
It's 2 hours earlier in California. I'm gonna call Los Angeles time, weather, temperature. Now I have my when I wake up in the morning, my little device is telling me everything. It's crazy.
What do you mean?
Well, they tell me the news and they tell me the weather.
So about your phone?
No, my little computer assistants that I have all over my house. My little friends, my little
your phone can do all
like
that.
an Alexa or something.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, like Alexa or Google Home and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, they just tell you what. I don't like to say what services I have publicly.
I was wondering why you were just avoiding it.
I don't know why.
Well, there's only a few.
There's only a few.
I don't get that though. I just use my phone for everything. The first thing I do when I wake up is I grab my phone. I'm like,
my phone's one of them.
What awful things have happened since I've been asleep? And then it tells me, and I'm like, I would rather not be here.
I
get up out of bed anyway.
Here's what happens every morning when I wake up. It's always the same conversation. It's the alarm goes off, and I say, "Computer, stop." Computer stops, and I say, "Computer, read my calendar." And then she reads through 4 items, which usually gets me to about noon. And she says, "Do you want to hear more?" And I go, "No!" Every single morning, it's the exact same conversation. I don't want to hear anything else.
Yeah, I've never used it for reading calendar because it's much quicker just to read the calendar with your eyes than listen to the drivel. Because you go on and on and on.
It's a lot easier to start singing a song instead of playing one on the iPhone as well. You can just start singing. But guess what? You're usually busy with something else. So maybe just go with technology occasionally.
All right.
He's still going with technology, too. I think you're singing as opposed to listening to a song on an iPhone is off-base comparison.
I don't.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Yeah.
It's in the background. It does it for you.
Sure. But sometimes it's like, at 12, you have a meeting with blah, and it just reads out like an endless amount of shit.
You're thinking you should probably stop paying attention, too, after the first thing. And then you have to get it to repeat. You're like, I want to know what the fourth one is. I got to sit through so-and-so's fucking birthday. That's the other thing. I got to get birthdays off my calendar. I don't wish people happy birthday.
They somehow reactivate on my calendar all the time.
I
don't know how the fuck. It's like I have unchecked birthdays so many times. I know what pissed me off the other day. You got me started now.
Good.
I was on LinkedIn and it's like it's so.
What are you doing on LinkedIn?
I love LinkedIn, but it's like it's
your day was already a fucking
get a new job.
It's so and so's birthday. Wish them a happy birthday. Like I'm not fucking doing that. Why the fuck is LinkedIn telling me to wish people a happy birthday?
On LinkedIn, it wants you.
Yeah.
They want you to use it like a social networking thing.
Oh, they don't know what that platform is.
Right. It's like I was like that. They have no idea what
Why
they're
were
doing.
you on? What?
I check LinkedIn all the time. Am I the only person who does that?
Yeah.
But what? What's it for?
I read news on there.
Oh, it's like an actual website?
Yeah, you have like a feed of people that work in an industry like you, and you can see things that they're liking and commenting on.
I thought it was just profiles of people saying what they do for a living.
No.
LinkedIn is also the only, if you want to consider it to be a social media platform, it is the only one that allows you to creep on what other people do. You can see who's looked at your profile. It'll even message you if you're not on LinkedIn and go, hey, a couple people looked at your profile today. You want to know who it is? And you're like, all right, okay, sure. And like, you got to log in. I'm like, fuck you. If it makes me log in, or if they make me log in to change my email preferences,
I hate that.
I'm just like, you gotta be honest and just do the unsubscribe thing. You got to do that.
I hate when they also make you type your email address. Do we do that? I hope we don't do that. We better not do that.
To do what?
When you want to unsubscribe, and it's like, type your email address to unsubscribe.
We should check it. Let's go check it, guys.
You know what?
We work at this company. We should make sure that
How do I check that?
Well, just after the podcast. You just do it on the air. We'll do it after the podcast.
I thought you meant right now.
Yeah.
I'm sure someone will tell you while we're on.
Yeah, someone please tell us. #RT Podcast.
How do you unsubscribe?
Don't do it. Unsubscribe and then resubscribe, please. I hope you don't leave. Somewhere the marketing department's fucking melting right now.
Weird. The graph just goes straight down on this day for no reason.
I'm just being honest. Did you see that video? I think it was last week of that guy who cemented his head in a microwave.
I did see that. Yeah, I watched half of it.
I heard about it.
It was in England.
Yeah, sounds like an English thing to do.
Well, why does it sound like an English thing to do?
People are bored.
It's a big commitment. It takes a while for concrete to harden.
Apparently, it happened way quicker than they expected.
Well, but the thing is he said while he was doing it,
he lost all his hair, right? I'm sorry, Chris. Go ahead.
Well, he just said, "This is really dumb, and this is the most dangerous thing I'm ever going to do."
How did he breathe? Just did it. Did they have to like?
His plan was to have a straw.
Right, they had straws. They had a plan in place.
What?
I mean, if it's
they covered his face,
his whole head was in. Look,
yeah.
There's concrete in there.
How'd they get him out?
The fire department.
Yeah, they had to call the fire department, who was obviously not happy about having to come out and answer this call.
Explain this. There's socialist tax dollars at work.
The money being spent getting that dude's head out.
It said it took nearly an hour to free him, but they had to use
chisel,
a screwdriver. But yeah, I guess they used it like a chisel, and they had to be very careful because they were so close to his head.
You would have the worst headache ever.
Yeah.
I mean, concrete just passes every vibration along through it. It's a nightmare.
And as it's like hardening around your head, and well, surely your head would swell a little too.
Well, I just don't. What was the end goal there? Like, what was the plan?
They were making a YouTube video.
No, but like, okay, so they cement his head, but then it's like, then what?
Well, when Dan and I did it, his head came straight out.
They keep calling it polyphila. Is that something in?
Oh yeah,
UK?
it's like that squeezy little. You seal stuff with it, I think.
Okay, that's what they used.
Well,
oh, they use concrete.
Yeah, that's not.
They use like foam, that industrial foam.
I don't think it's foam. I think it's the stuff that you like. It's like a big old syringe, and you.
Like an epoxy.
Yeah.
Does it have 2 chambers in the syringe?
I don't know. Google polyfiller. I don't know.
Okay, you got it.
Polyfill.
I'll do that.
It's a multi-purpose.
It sounds like a polymer.
Ready mixed.
What's it called? Polyfiller?
Polyphila. FILLA.
Polyphila.
It's ready mixed for a smooth, creamy consistency.
I think you shove it in the gun.
So it's like caulk.
Okay.
That's like what we would call it here.
Caulk is different than It's concrete.
Well, he said put it in a gun.
No, you're right. It does look like caulk. I'm saying that with concrete, you put your head in concrete. It would take a long time. I've sucked on concrete tons of times. Also, concrete will suck the moisture out of anything. Like if you work with it with your bare hands for a while, it'll tear your hands apart.
So it's like a dehumidifier.
You just
Oh
no,
that's
the
definitely
stuff.
like a.
It's like that foam.
That looks like foam. I'm wrong there.
Have you worked with concrete a lot?
Yeah, I have in the past. Yeah.
How?
You buy it?
Coming.
Well, I mean, just saying, like I've been alive for a while, and I've never had a situation where I needed to work with concrete.
Probably the most I've worked with concrete was I helped my dad in our house in Houston when I was like 14. I helped him put down Saltillo tile, that red Mexican tile. And we put that down. And because it's like varying thicknesses, we had to make like a concrete like mud layer and float these tiles in it. And then it's also the way that tile looks. Am I boring you with the story?
No.
Okay.
I'm
it has huge grout lines in it, which you then fill with cement and concrete. So that's where I learned. I basically abraded my hands down to the bone, my fingertips. Yeah, working on this concrete floor. It was pretty much almost the whole first floor. There it is, right there. That's great.
Yeah.
If you look up ones with dog prints, because that's something they always.
Dog prints?
Dogs will run across the wet tiles when they're being baked in the Mexican sun, I guess, before they import them. And people
It's
really
just
like
the sun, by the way.
I
just want to point that out. Mexico has the same sun.
Well, but it's hotter in Mexico.
The Mexican sun.
If I said the Arizona sun, I mean,
I would still say it's the basketball team?
It's a normal way to say it.
Yeah, I would say the desert sun.
Yeah, dog prints. See, there was always some that have dog prints in them, and people like the ones that have dog prints.
So. How did it get like that?
So there's dogs whose job it is just to walk.
A dog walks across with
a Mexican dog. A Mexican dog in the normal sun
not when they're...
walks across the tiles.
I thought you were saying when you were laying the tile that happens. I was like, oh, you were talking about when they're making
imported
the
on a German truck into the U.S. where they come and we put them down. So
yeah,
I can't think of, but I've worked with concrete a bunch, like fence posts. You ever dig fence posts?
No.
Really?
I think you're a lot handier than you seem.
That's what I'm saying.
I think I'm a pretty handy person.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel like you are.
I just redid like blinds in my bathroom, and I guess that's something a normal person does, like just cuts and mounts the blinds. I don't feel like a handy person. I grew up with a dude. My dad was a carpenter, super handy, and I learned a lot from him. And I can work on cars, or at least I can work on cars from before like 1993. When they just turned into computerized.
You can't work on your car.
There's no way. There's absolutely no way. I've never even seen like what runs my car. I've never seen the motors. I
bet there would have been a time where that would have been embarrassing for a man to not know how a car works. And now it's just like standard procedure that most people can't fix a car anymore.
No, it's humiliating. You know the thing with my car?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, where if I get a flat tire, you can't jack up a Tesla because potentially you could do it wrong and puncture the batteries, which would be a huge problem for a lot of people. And so when you get a flat tire, there's no spare in the car anywhere. You have to call a tow truck when you get a flat tire, which to me is humiliating. So in this fucking parking lot, there's 30,000 nails per square foot, and I got like 80 nails in my car ever since I got it. So I've had to call the tow truck like 3 or 4 times.
How do they not have run-flat tires?
I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe they do. Maybe they do.
They do.
It's a very heavy vehicle.
What do you have to do then? Like, if you get a flat tire, you call a tow truck. Where does a tow truck take you?
I call Tesla service, and they send someone out.
I feel like a Tesla's modern enough to shift all the weight off that wheel, move shit around, and then you just drive it home.
Oh, like that. What's that cartoon, Dune Buggy? You just lift it up.
Oh,
yeah.
No one else remembers that. that's
super
Burnie and Gus are old.
Hanna-Barbera.
Podcast.
Yeah, we would watch Dune Buggy and then call time, weather, temperature to see what time is Dune Buggy.
What time does the Three Stooges come on after this?
I don't even remember. What is Dune Buggy cartoon?
He was like white and orange and like the Speed Buggy. That was it.
Speed Buggy. That's him.
And it was like the main the guy who drove him had like bell bottoms.
It was like a shitty ripoff of Scooby-Doo. It might have just been repurposed models from Scooby-Doo, except for Speed Buggy. I'm pretty sure.
Who drove him?
It was a dude with bell bottoms.
A dude who looks like Shaggy, basically.
But he would lift the car around and move the...
No, the car would do that on its own.
I'm going to show you something. Tell me that guy's not Shaggy in the green. They took the goatee off Shaggy. And it's Fred and Wilma.
Is that the Shaggy prequel?
Yeah, it's Hanna-Barbera. So it's Fred and Daphne, not Velma. It's Daphne.
It's Daphne and Clive.
Why does it look like Speed Buggy's like farting out a tree in that? What is
wait, go back
that
to
shot?
Can we say that again?
He's like got his ass in the air presenting it. He's like firing. Was he scratching his ass like an orangutan? What's he doing?
He's presenting.
Fucking Speed Buggy. He's about to take off.
Have you seen those screens? The TVs that it looks like glass, but you can watch TV
The
on
TVs that look like glass.
Tell me more, Kevin.
It's like a transparent screen.
Oh, yeah, I know what
It's
you're
like
talking about.
glass, and then it's a TV, though. So they can just put, like, video on it.
Yeah.
You're describing a TV.
What do you mean? You're missing the important part. You can see through it.
Yeah, I said it's transparent.
Well, all TV, the glass, you can see through the glass.
Oh,
screen.
but why would you say that? How would you think?
You can't see the internal components of a TV when you turn it off.
You mean it's like a windshield? You can see
imagine-
through it to what's beyond it.
Right. There you go. So
That's a nightmare.
So I was thinking.
You can't see anything.
No, I know. It's not. Probably not. Unless they can
Does that
put
say
black
it's a
on it.
Braille TV?
But
What is that?
Right? I was thinking about this. If you went to a movie theater, but it was those, but they stacked them, like there was one here, and then behind it was a different movie, and behind it was a different movie. Could you just focus your eyes on one of them and watch one of the 5 movies?
What is your obsession with watching multiple movies? You talked about this before, about having a movie every other frame and
Or a movie for each eye, right? Wasn't that another one? A movie for each
I
eye?
want advances in technology where loads of people can watch the same screen, or watch the same.
Or one
area.
person can watch multiple movies at once. It's like the ultimate time saver.
But if I had one screen here and one screen like way over there, I'm pretty sure I could watch through this one at that one.
Sure.
Well, if it's really, really close.
Yeah.
But how transparent is it, though?
It's like that, like glass.
You can just do that in VR in like 2 seconds. I mean, you can do it on your computer monitor.
Look, I'm trying to fix a problem that it doesn't exist. All right, I'm trying
to make your fixing of an imaginary problem more efficient. On a computer screen, you could get like a window that's 50% transparency, put it in front of another movie, and try that.
Or
Give
you
that a go.
You could just have different windows with different movies.
I just think too many people are trying to rely on technology to watch 2 things at once. When in fact, you could just look at a different thing.
Gavin, what? What? Gavin Freeze, advice for today. Just look at a different thing. That's it.
You don't need technology. Just look.
Just look at a different thing.
You're looking here, then you're looking there.
The world is filled
I'm trying to find
with different things. Take a look.
Okay, imagine if in international airport, right? There's some shit on the screen, but the subtitles are in different languages. But you could focus on which language that you read.
Yeah, or like when you're you can do that with your ears as well. When you're in a noisy room, you can focus on what one person is saying, and you're not just like drowned out by everything else around it.
They can't play a movie, but there's like 10 different versions of the audio all playing at once over the same movie, can they?
Yeah, I think they could, probably.
Could they? And you
Like
could just
later?
be like, Superman your way in. Wait, English. Nailed it.
Haven't you ever, that's where the Lopez joke came from for Red versus Blue, before Toy Story stole it for Buzz Lightyear. But where, do you ever have something that's stuck on the wrong setting, so you decided, fuck it, I'll just watch this thing in a different language? You ever
Yeah,
had
it's
that?
called going to Spain.
Or we're in a country where they have, yeah, sure, okay.
Yeah.
But they used to have that, what was SAP? What did that stand for?
Secondary area programming?
No, is that true?
Something like that, yeah.
Secondary
Audio?
Audio.
programming?
Audio, something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and then that setting sometimes on TVs would get stuck on Spanish, so you get you get the Spanish version of it, and I'd be like, I can handle this. I'll just watch it in Spanish. That's fine. That's fine.
Here, let me read this thing. I want to remind everyone, this episode of the Rooster Teeth Podcast is also brought to you by Uber. Request an Uber ride anytime with the Uber app. It's a safe and comfortable way to get where you need to be, like going to a company holiday party or a night out with friends and family. Say you need to run some errands, take an Uber ride, and don't deal with the hassle of finding parking. Maybe you're heading out of town and need to get to the airport. Take an Uber ride, and you can focus on being on time for your flight. Install the Uber app today from the App Store or Google Play. New riders who use code ROOSTERTEETH will get $5 off their first 3 rides. That's code ROOSTERTEETH to get $5 off your first 3 rides. Uber, the better way to get anywhere you have to be. New users only. Offer expires February 18th, 2018. So you got a little bit of time to do that. You can get to all your holiday parties and your New Year's Eve shindigs with all the kids. And you can be safe.
Someone recently told me that Uber is so successful that it is affecting the valuation of people who own parking lots.
Oh, interesting.
Yep.
Huh.
I never would have thought about that.
Because people don't need to park anymore?
Right.
If you had to get, Never mind. This is a bad topic to bring up after a sponsor read, so I'll wait for 5 minutes.
Okay.
Let's have some,
Patrick,
That was nice of you.
anyone got any filler?
Patrick sent me an article right before the podcast started. He's already laughing. I guess there's these. I got to look and see where it is. I think it's in Japan. There's these. Okay, I'm going to read you a headline. Female monkeys are having sexual interactions with deer in Japan, and scientists are intrigued.
Yes. I saw this article. They're like dry humping the backs of deers.
Right. They get on the backs of deers, dry hump, pull on their antlers like that.
So they're not like going
So
for
they're not
genitalia.
They're just like grinding on it.
And they're not trying to ride the deer.
What's the pulling of the antlers?
I don't know.
Is that like somebody like trying something new?
Are they coming on the deer's back?
So it says, adolescent female, I don't know how to say this, macaque? I have no idea. It's I guess the kind of monkey. They climbed on top of a Sika deer and crouched. Then they moved their pelvises as if thrusting or grinding. They squeaked sexual sounds. They also bit, sniffed, and pulled on the deer's antlers.
Well, why are the monkeys and the deer together? Like, it seems like those are two different biomes.
They like collided.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Isn't it McKay? Isn't that how you say that?
I don't know. Macaques?
McKay's.
McKay's.
So.
Okay.
Macaque?
Macaco.
The adolescent female.
That's
McKay,
what the monkey's saying while he's pulling the antlers. He's like, "What's my name, bitch?"
They initiated sexual interaction with a deer 258 times.
The one deer?
No.
Maybe it's the deer. Maybe the deer's like super hot.
Of these, 13 sexual interactions initiated by 5 McKays were considered successful. So they're still trying to figure it out. They're failing a lot.
Wait, successful.
Successful in what?
That is, they had a temporary but exclusive sexual association with the deer.
What does that mean?
See, that's what's difference between monkeys and human. You put us in there, 4 out of 4, we'd get humping a deer right. Monkeys, like 4% or whatever. We can get that right the first time.
You're saying they're just doing it wrong?
Yeah, because they're dumb monkeys. I get it right.
I've seen Bambi.
You're gonna go show them how it's done?
Yeah, just learn them a little something.
Oh, that's just so weird. I guess we've thought about
What are we
stuff
going to
like that
learn
before.
by figuring out why the monkeys do this? The monkeys are just stupid.
You're just saying we don't need to find out.
Yeah, we don't need.
Well, I mean, I think the question is, why are the female monkeys going this route? Is there something wrong with the male monkeys?
Why blame it on the males?
I'm just saying, because then there might not be any more monkeys.
Why are we demonizing female monkey sexual behavior?
I'm not demonizing
let them do
it.
whatever
I
they
said
want.
that it's interesting. I demonize the men.
I mean, there's tons of weird, like, cross-animal stuff. Like the chimp that
Oh God,
sucked itself
no!
off with a frog.
No, that was horrendous. Yeah,
Yeah, it's just
I
like
just worry about the deer in this thing. 'Cause
terrible-
the deer, they're not willing participants in this.
No, it's just the deer continues foraging and going about.
He just doesn't even notice.
Right, doesn't
Maybe
pay
he's
attention.
getting an
How many
itch scratched.
animals? How many animals are willing participants anyway
It's true.
in any mating?
In pretty much anything at all. You know, I wonder, what's the percentage of things that have lived that died of natural causes and didn't die because something else killed it and ate it? Like, even people, we're probably haven't tipped the scales on that yet.
You say more people have been killed than died of old age?
Let me think about that.
What's old age though? Like
Just organ failure
organ
because
failure.
of
Yeah.
age.
you know what I mean? Like
Or you could break it down like people eaten versus not eaten.
I feel like
Well,
people got
war-
over the getting eaten thing.
War
early
has
on.
killed a ton of people
War's killed a ton of
and
people.
But-
disease.
and disease.
Infant mortality, that's the big one.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they think that it always looks like the life expectancy or the lifespan of people increases over time. It's just that we just don't die when we're infants as much as we used to. You know.
So the average goes up.
Yeah, so the average goes up. It's unfairly weighted. I mean, there's other stuff. We actually do live a little bit longer. Life expectancy does go up, but not to the incredible degree.
I wonder who the
that it
most
seems like.
brilliant person was who died in infancy.
Oh wow, yeah, just like somebody
what-
who had the most potential.
What you lost.
Yeah.
Don't you feel like we all have that though?
You're saying you're the
You're it.
No, we all have the potential. Yeah, Chris, I died at birth. Thanks for bringing it up. Well, no, it wasn't Chris. But it is. Don't you think we all have the potential to be in we're just whether or not we meet that potential? Or do you think some people are just the ceiling's a little bit lower?
I think for a lot of us, there's no chance of.
I think people can also be too smart to function.
I can see that.
Yeah, they can't figure out how to fit in with all the rest of us dummies, and then they get lost. You know.
Yeah, but I mean, Isaac Newton
a good
was a
excuse.
bastard, wasn't he?
Was he?
I don't think he was very polite. I don't think people liked him, but he still got by and got his theories out.
Gus, how many times in your life have you wished you were dumber? Like you thought you would enjoy life more if you were just
I've thought about it.
like 5 IQ points lower.
I've never wished to be dumber. But
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You've thought about it.
I've thought about it.
No one would ever wish to be dumber, but you thought my life might be easier if I was like knock like a good 15 IQ points.
If I didn't understand the level of this problem, I'd be a lot happier right now.
Yeah, I just like go about my business.
Do you have a high IQ?
I don't know. I don't know.
I never tested.
Who we should have an
tests
RT podcast IQ test.
I'll do that.
I would do it.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm losing a step, getting older. So I'll do it.
I'm definitely dumber than I was when I was in school.
How do you? What makes you say that?
Just the ability to learn new things is harder because I'm older. Like it was easy.
Like
to
you
Brain
set in your
gets
way.
solid.
yeah,
Brain's solid.
The polyphila has set.
and my head is trapped.
You got to get
Yeah.
a screwdriver
That's
and
the
just
other
jab it
thing.
in there.
You know, you don't do dumb shit like that anymore. You know, you don't like
Yeah.
take a microwave
I-
and glue your head into.
I don't set myself on fire anymore.
What's the dumbest thing you think you've ever done?
Set my legs on fire?
That's fucking dumb.
Yeah. So I wore some, don't try this at home. I wore some huge jeans. I don't know where I had them from. They're like XL jeans. And I soaked them in petrol.
Oh God.
Like, they were wet, like dripping. Lit them up, ran around for a bit. And because they were so big, I then just let go and hopped out.
No,
I know, right?
terrible idea.
I know.
How old were you?
15?
Who are you doing it for?
No one. Oh, that was like my friends.
Wow,
But it wasn't on.
that's such a terrible idea.
I know.
I mean, your life would be so
didn't even
different
film it.
if that went wrong.
I think someone has footage of that. I don't have that in my possession.
I mean, it could be anything. Like I didn't know these jeans were 50% polyester, so
Right.
they melted
They melt.
and stuck to my calves, and
now,
I couldn't take them off.
To be fair, it went exactly as I thought it would go. In that, when it was too hot, I just jumped out of them.
Yeah.
And I was fine. But just looking back on it, it's like
So dumb.
that could have been horrendous.
Lighting gas. If it was it diesel or just regular gasoline, petrol?
Petrol.
Yeah,
I used to do it with my hats too.
just lighting that on fire is a bad idea to begin with.
Yeah, I used
Like,
to do
people-
that to start fires, like for cooking or not cooking, but for like heat and stuff outside.
Just gas.
I would use gas. Yeah, like an
You should
idiot.
use diesel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't-
not.
I
Yeah.
didn't
The actual thing we were trying to do was I was trying to race the gasoline trail. So I like soaked the jeans and then we had a line on the ground. And then my friend was lighting the trail and I had to run and see if I could like run away from the flame as it was, and it got me.
It got you?
Yeah.
You fucking loser.
So is that what ignited it?
What, the flame?
Yeah, like the trail.
Yeah. I was like almost at the end and it yeah. It got me.
I want to see that video.
I mean, it looked cool.
Yeah.
But don't do it.
I used to make regular journals on the Rooster website about don't light yourself on fire.
Yeah.
Just don't. Just don't ever do it. Don't ever think that's going to go well.
Did you ever do it?
I don't know. I never lit myself on fire. No, but one of my favorite things to see, even though I don't believe you should light yourself on fire, one of my favorite categories of video on YouTube are people who try to do flaming shots. And
Oh,
it
it goes on their
always
face.
goes wrong. It always goes wrong. And fire induces panic. There must be something primal about it to where if there's fire on you, people just lose. That's why they have to drill into your head, stop, drop,
What's
and roll.
primal about that? It's hot as hell and it
Freak
hurts.
out. It's like
But
you
don't
freak
run
out.
away. Like think
Yeah,
about
they just
it.
run
Right.
screaming. Like they run and they're panicked.
Yeah.
It's like you ever see that video of that? I think it's like two cars at a red light, and one of them catches fire, and the person who's filming is like trying to get the other car's attention. The other car sees the fire and just takes off.
Yeah.
He drives away?
Right. He assumes like maybe there's a fire under his car, but his car is on fire, and
leave
it's
it
just
behind.
making it worse.
So what's the dumbest thing you've done? You broke your leg once.
Yeah,
that
I would
a
say
dumb
that
thing?
was probably I jumped in some water
Goose?
and landed on a pipe.
I don't think
Because I always think I could.
too bad.
It was in my head to dive in, and I just didn't. And I'm so glad I didn't. Man, fucking A. Makes me. I get like ugh, thinking about it.
Yeah.
Dumb.
Chris?
I mean, I've lit myself on fire before. I took my sister's perfume and I covered my hand with it
Oh, yeah.
and I lit it on fire. And it's like that. I don't know.
I boiled gasoline on the stove to try to
Oh,
make,
that's pretty
napalm.
bad.
That was really fucking dumb. God, it was so stupid.
How did it not blow up was it like a flame stove?
No, it was an electric coil stove. But it doesn't matter. There was so much gas fumes in the air. If there'd been like a spark from the fridge or something like that, who knows? Anything. It was really phenomenally stupid.
That's an RTA, right?
Yeah.
I think it
was
is.
so stupid. It was so stupid. But anyway,
Yeah. Luckily, we have the internet, so all of that information's out there for everyone to find now.
Hey, there's a dude going nuts on Twitter trying to ask us what our PC specs are. I'm going to be honest, I don't know what my PC specs are. I basically, when I buy a PC, and I bought one about 2 years ago, I basically go to whatever the top of the line is and then drop down 1 or 2 clicks from that. And the way I build PCs now is I basically go into Adam Baird's office and I ask him, what is a good video card? Like, not the top of the line, but below top of the line. Because it's usually like, this card is 300, and it runs every game and will run every game for the next year. And the one above it is super duper awesome, and it's like $1,500. The difference between top of the line and just below it is significant. So then I just base my computer builds off of whatever the video card is. But literally, it's just like, that's the video card. Then I base the motherboard on that, so it can run that video card, and then the processor based on whatever that is. I usually go one below top of the line there as well. The only thing that I really try to do now is I try to have a SSD for my system drive. And I'm regretting that because on my last one, I think I had like a 256 gig system drive, and I'm always like kind of pushing the edge of it. Yeah. But you looked up on iMac that they had terabytes of SSD?
I've got like a 4 terabyte SSD. It was like $1,300, but this is for like slow-mo.
Yeah. External?
Stuff. No, it was internal.
Oh, really?
SATA one. But the new iMac Pro is to go from 1 terabyte of SSD to 4 is $2,800 or $2,400.
I think it was $2,800.
Yeah, and I assume it's like NVMe, M.2 stuff, so that's why it's expensive. But damn, it's a hell of a price increase.
It's worth it though. If you buy that iMac Pro, they give you a black lightning cable with it.
Hey, look,
I saw that and I fucking texted Gavin immediately. I was like, I fucking hate everything about this.
Listen, I got to tell you, this is really weird. I got a splinter in my hand like 2 weeks ago, and it just like finally decided to come out.
Popping out? You want some tweezers?
No, I got it. It like made a little area around it that just like the whole area came out now. It's gross. But the iMac, the price of the $2,800 for the SSD storage, if that's your primary computer that you use for work, that will save you enough time in rendering to where that could be worth it over a long period of time. I'm sure you spent $2,800, maybe not that much, but like $2,000 on something that was kind of like.
I mean, with storage, you've always got to find the right, ratio between dollars and gigabytes, all that stuff, and it is really high with that kind of storage still.
Yeah,
like you can buy tons of actual storage space on hard drives for that price.
Yeah, that's like, I love the price. That comes down seemingly faster than everything else.
Yeah.
Just like, this is like, you find a flash drive. I found one in my drawer the other day. It was 2 gigabytes. I'm like, who the hell went out of their way to make a 2 gigabyte flash drive? But then I realized at the time that was probably
a lot.
Yeah, it was a ton. Now I want one that's like 128 gigs or like 256 gigs.
I got this really ridiculous thing in the mail the other day. I should bring it in and show you guys. But it was a 4-year consideration package from Netflix, and it was like a big square thing like this, and you open it, and it's got like a little video screen in it that plays like a 2-minute trailer of Netflix shows, and then it stops, and it loops over again. It's got a speaker and everything. I was like, how the fuck does this thing work? So I took it apart, and inside they had like a little 32 megabyte USB thumb drive just like plugged into this little display that plays everything. And it made me think about the same thing. It's like they went out of their way to find like this little 32 megabyte thumb drive that someone made, and then they bought a bunch of them. First of all, someone made them, someone bought them, and then made this whole thing around the fact they could find this.
Did you film this thing? That sounds like such an elaborate production.
No.
They sent you a video screen?
I've still got it. I can show it to you. It's at my house.
It had a video screen?
Yeah.
How much does that cost for them to send?
I don't know. I was like,
do you watch?
That's why I saved it. I was like, that's wild. That's crazy. I gotta hold on to that.
You got
Are you like
mail.
a special Netflix person?
It was for awards. For like awards.
What do you like? Are you on some kind of board that you vote for that?
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
Really? No, you're not. What are you doing? What are you talking about?
Have I not told you about that before?
Gavin? No.
I get to vote since I'm in SAG. You get to vote in the SAG-AFTRA Awards.
But we're in SAG.
Yeah.
Well, I'll update your address or something. I don't know what to tell you.
I got to check.
You guys don't get that?
I got to check today for residuals. That's pretty cool.
You did?
You did?
From appearing on at midnight.
I
got a cool $85. That's awesome.
My relationship with checks and SAG is one way. It only goes the other direction.
Yeah, we were talking about that. Part of this Internet Creators Guild, which is an organization that is trying to help online creators, like as the industry grows. And it's interesting because unlike the Producers Guild or the Screen Actors Guild, everyone who's an online creator essentially works for themselves. We're actually one of the few organizations that's an online video creator that has employees. It's usually just the person, and if anything, the people we don't know that work for that person, you know? So it was interesting to think about, like, why did you join SAG?
After you're in enough productions, you have to if you want to continue appearing in productions.
You have to. Right. Otherwise, you can't participate in SAG productions.
Correct.
In fact, you and I had to join right before we went on stage for something, right, Kevin?
Yeah.
Yeah. They said if you don't sign your SAG paperwork right now, you literally can't go on the show.
And it's not cheap to join SAG.
I think for me, it was Laser Team maybe that put me over the edge.
Sucker.
Yeah.
Yeah. We only have a few SAG productions, but it's a big deal when we have one.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a totally different way to approach production. Completely and totally different. But anyway, that's our industry talk for the day.
So now I can be in any video game. The strike's over, so if you want to cast me in your video game, I'm game.
Did that Avengers game you were in shut down?
No, it's still going.
Is it?
Yeah.
Where you play Hawkeye?
Hawkeye, yeah.
Give us one of the Hawkeye lines.
I don't remember them. It was so long ago.
You don't remember one of your lines?
I'm
in so many video games I don't even remember.
I don't remember.
Do you remember your Halo 3
I remember
lines?
one of. I forget who it was. I was like one of the directions was really weird. It was like excited but scared, or something like something. I was like there was two emotions that I couldn't figure out how they went together.
It's like you're excited about being scared.
Yeah, it was like I don't know what that means. I had to have some.
All
help
right,
on
do
that
excited and bored.
One. Yeah. Is that it?
Hey, we have if you want to be jealous about something, there is somebody who works at Rooster Teeth who was a voice in The Last Jedi in a Star Wars movie.
I know who that is.
I know too. Do you know who, Gus?
No,
I think I know.
Yeah.
Who?
I don't know if I can say that it's Eric Vespi. I'm not sure if I can say that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's in the, not to spoil anything about the movie, but in the huge death scene. No, I'm just kidding. There's a space battle. I don't think that gives anything away. And he's a voice on the radio in one of the space battles.
That's pretty cool.
In a space battle. Not to imply there's more than one space battle either.
That's like, he was telling me about it pretty casually the other day, and I was like, that's really cool.
I fucking hate you.
And then I was like, wait a second. That's not cool. That's like life-changing.
No, that's
like
awesome.
life goals, amazing,
Yeah,
cool.
that's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's like when I went to go see the Peter Jackson King Kong movie, and I was watching. I was like, "Oh, that's Eric Vespi in the trolley right there."
Yep. No, the crazy one is our friend Michaela, who's a friend of Eric's. She gets picked up by Kong. Like,
she's like the wrong woman.
To me, that is the ultimate visual effects cool moment, is being in the Kong hand.
Yeah.
Against
That's
the green
like
screen.
Classic cinema stuff.
Classic cinema. It's like, you think of, what's her name? Faye Ray was the original. And she was, she's in the hand, To me, that's when I saw movie magic. That's what they always showed, is the King Kong hand.
But then it sucks when that hand takes you and then throws you away.
I think did he snap her or something?
No, I think he throws her.
He just chucks Kayla. Yeah, she's great. She gives a great scream. She goes, "Ah!" It's on their when you go over to their house, it's on the wall. They have a photo of her with her like full on scream going. She has a great movie scream.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Here, I'm gonna read this other thing here.
Eric's just a dude on a trolley.
I want to remind everyone, this episode of Receipt Podcast is also brought to you by Tracker. We're all looking for something. For some, it's love. For some, it's purpose or unforgettable experiences, like being in King Kong's hand. But for most, it's just your keys. 8 years ago, Tracker changed everything when they released their first tracking device, and now they've done it again with the all-new Tracker Pixel. With Tracker Pixel, you'll never have to worry about losing your things again. Tracker Pixel is the lightest Bluetooth tracking device on the market. Place the Tracker Pixel on whatever you tend to lose, keys, wallet, your cat. It's small enough to fit anywhere. When you misplace an item that has a Tracker Pixel attached, use your smartphone, and a 90 decibel alert will help you find it in seconds. It even has powerful LED lights so you can find anything, even in the dark. Lose your phone? Just press a button on your Tracker Pixel and your phone rings, even if it's on silent. You can even locate your item if it's miles away, because every Tracker user is part of the largest crowd locate network in the world. Tracker makes a great gift, and during the holiday season, save 20% off your order when you go to thetracker.com/rooster. That's TheTracker.com/rooster for 20% off. Thetracker.com/rooster. Thank you, Tracker, for sponsoring this episode of the Rooster Teeth podcast.
Man, I'm always trying to find shit.
Yeah.
What do you lose
Constantly.
the most?
I'm looking at this thing right now. I'm totally getting this.
Did you all hear that story? It was like a week or two ago where Mercedes took apart a Tesla Model X.
What?
But because they wanted to, like, I guess, work on their own technology for.
I'm sorry, I was waving to Ashley and they cut to me
for their electric vehicle.
Yeah.
But they didn't go out and purchase a Tesla Model X. They used like a service to rent someone else's Model X. Like, and they took this company.
What?
Yeah, so it's like
they paid for the extra insurance,
kind of like a HomeAway, right? But it's like you can let people borrow your car. These people,
or just like a car rental place. But go ahead.
But this is like a private. But I'm explaining the difference in that this is a private citizen, not a corporation. You jackass.
Sorry,
so Mercedes-Benz took this couple's Tesla Model X, took it apart, put it back together, ran it around their test track a bunch over the weekend, and then took it back like nothing happened.
What are they just like?
How do people know?
Let me look up the story. It's been a couple of weeks since I saw this.
So Mercedes is now just pulling pranks.
Would you be annoyed if Mercedes took your car apart and put it back together?
A little bit, yeah.
But it's Mercedes.
I also wouldn't rent my car on.
Also, why can't they afford to buy one Tesla?
What would that be? Air A&A. I don't know what that would be. I don't know. I would never rent anything, especially if Mercedes shows up and wants to rent my car. Dudes in lab coats show up wanting to rent your car. Go, no, I'm not doing this. You're up to no good.
It's really weird that they would rent it.
It doesn't say how the story came to light, but
are you leaving, Ashley?
Yeah, I guess they figured it out.
Hey, Ashley, do you have a sidecar? Does this work?
Yeah.
So maybe Ashley should explain why she took John Reisinger to see Last Jedi last week instead of me.
Oh, yeah.
They also took it from Stuttgart, Germany,
there we
and
go.
they drove it all the way to Barcelona, Spain as well.
That's so weird. So what does that say about them? They don't want
to buy a Model X?
It's supporting the competition.
That's
whatever the service is, they need to up their terms of service.
Yeah, apparently this was in violation of terms of service.
Probably.
It'd be like
dismantling the car.
If you Airbnb'd your house and they took all the doors off and surfed them down a mountain and then put them back on, but they were clean again. It's like just the knowledge that they did that is like, why?
Yeah, we dismantled your hot water heater, but it's good now. It's all back together now. It's all good.
Ashley Jenkins.
Hi, Gabby.
Hiya.
You're in the hot seat.
Not a hot seat.
Not
the hot
but
seat.
You do have some explaining
Not
to
that
do.
hot. I'm not sorry.
You have some explaining to do.
What?
So Last
do I have
Jedi
to
was
do?
Last Jedi. Listen,
Okay.
it's important in a relationship to listen to people. The Last Jedi was last week, and you got invited to a special screening on Monday.
That's pretty cool.
Yes. Yeah, it was
pretty cool, right?
Pretty cool. Yeah.
Review screening. Eric Vespi hooked it up.
Eric did it.
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of talk about Eric today. So you had a choice. You had a +1 that you could bring to the event.
Yep.
And who did you choose to bring?
I took John, who works with me on the know.
Does it seem like legitimate? Gus, do you not work on the know?
No, I mean, when I think of John, I think of the no. It's like the first thing that comes to my mind.
Instantly.
Yeah.
Instantly.
John Reisinger of the no.
Was it a difficult decision?
No.
Did John...
I know the Blaine is all upset about this, but when's the last time Blaine did anything with the know?
That's a good point.
This was a work thing.
That's an excellent point.
This was for a video
for the know?
for the know. When's the last time you did anything on the know?
I recently did a thing where I walked into a live stream and then walked out again. All right,
I feel like, though, in a one-off situation, Blaine probably could have said some shit in the video, having not been on the know much.
But he also, wouldn't be reviewing it. He'd be like, oh my God, Star Wars.
Wow.
Because it's Blaine. He doesn't even know how to say Yavin.
It's true.
Oh, how did he say it?
He says a Yavin. Okay?
Why did he say
He
that?
got
He just he needs to stop calling himself the Star Wars guy.
No, don't say that.
Have you seen his porg tattoo?
He doesn't have a pork tattoo,
I'm
does
kidding.
he?
I'm kidding.
But I mean, if it's for a work thing, I'm going to take the guy who's going to work on the thing. John is a movie guy. He did enjoy the show. I, feel like he would review the movie more.
Do you think he would review the movie?
Where's this review?
Yeah, I think Burnie do a good job.
I'm looking at this.
Yeah, I want to see John's review.
Watch, wait, skip. Is that
Yep,
it?
that's it.
Is John in this?
Yes, he is.
It's 24 minutes.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I'm not going to record a video for 24 minutes. You probably made the right choice there. You probably did the right thing.
So you stand by your decision?
I absolutely stand by my decision.
Solid.
What's your thing about Battlegrounds being broken? What's the snow story? I haven't seen this one.
That it is unoptimized as shit on Xbox One. They're bundling it with Xbox One X's now. Like, that's not the game to show off the power of that console.
Well, it's in preview, technically.
Yeah, it's still not a great pack-in.
Actually, I disabled the game broadcast and game DVR. Like
way
people
better,
suggested.
right?
Way better. It's actually playable.
Really?
Except I can't aim.
Inventory sucks in that game.
Inventory sucks, and I can't hit anything. I waited. There was a guy I could hear coming around the corner. I had a shotgun, and I missed him. I was like, how the fuck did I miss that shot?
Yeah. Also, I get that different guns have different powers, but an over-under shotgun shouldn't be that much different power than a pump shotgun with 5 shells. I get the one with 5 shells does give you more chances to hit the person. From a game perspective, it's a little more balanced. But damn, dude, that over-under shotgun is like a fucking cannon going off. It's unbelievable, dude. All right, well, apology accepted for not inviting me to go see Star Wars The Last Jedi.
You're too kind.
Yes. Well, look, I'm committed to this relationship.
I have a question,
apparently.
just to stir it up, make it worse.
What?
If you got a +1 to the Star Wars, who would you have taken?
I fucked up because I got asked to go to the premiere of Star Wars in LA. Someone had a +1, and I said, let me just make sure Ashley's okay with me going as someone else's +1. And in the time that it took me to get hold of Ashley, this person gave away her ticket. I told the story last week.
But importantly, what did I say?
You said you didn't give a shit. You said go for it. You're an idiot, I think you said, for thinking I would have a problem with it.
I think you're too chill.
Ashley's very chill.
Not too chill.
No, don't fuck that up. I take advantage of the chill Ashley stuff all the time. So don't work her up.
Like that would, to me, that'd be a genuine dilemma of like, oh god, I got better, and then Ashley's like, yeah, obviously.
I'm working on starting up Burnie share service. I'm going to call it Airbnb.
And what you just rent him out?
Yeah.
Can we take him apart?
Drive him to
as long as you return him clean.
That's the important part.
I actually like this idea now. I'm on board with this idea.
When we pay to rent Burnie, do you get the money like you're a pimp, or does he get the money directly?
I mean, I would think that I get the money.
No.
So you're his
share.
It's all in app. It's a new economy.
Yeah. It's different tiers.
How much are you worth?
Do you think? Hey,
is there peak Burnie right now? We're gonna get some surge Burnie pricing.
If prostitution was legal,
go ahead.
Would there be an Airbnb for women and men and who wanted to have sex?
Say prostitutes for prostitutes? Well, I mean, what does that mean? Airbnb? Would there be like an app? Is what you're saying?
I guess an app. Yeah, could you like, and then like you create up a little profile. There'd be a thing.
There are places in the world where prostitution is legal. I don't know that there's an app out there for it.
Well, I think you could be swiping around. You can like add to the cart what you want, and the price just taxed as well. I guess.
Like you're on KBB, like you're the Kelly Blue Book, for a car.
Maybe put in the order,
adding features up,
like the order of events. Like
you want this, and then you're gonna add it
sucked off.
No, that's actually in the red light district in Amsterdam. That's fascinating to me because that negotiation of what you would like to do and what the person offers, that has to take place before you go in, right? So when you're walking down the red light district where, all these entrepreneurs are in the window, that was great. And then you hear these conversations that people are having of like negotiating of what they want to do. And the person is like, no, I don't do that. Sorry.
There's no way that app would be able to exist without like an other clickable other bit.
Sure.
Because it's going to be like,
that's a different app, though.
But what
like
I want...
fingering and like jerking off and all this stuff. But then there's going to be people who want weird shit, and you're going to have an extra field for...
Like a big text box?
Yeah, and the price is just a question mark.
I want like
stick with me on this.
Domino's like pizza thing where it shows you what's happening at the time. It's like right now so-and-so's lubing up.
Jesus.
Yeah, like she's cleaning herself off, she's getting dressed, she's on her way to you.
I don't want to be part of your Airbnb service anymore now, Ashley.
I want none Burnie left beef.
What's that?
Remember none pizza left beef?
Oh, none pizza left beef. Yeah.
What was none pizza?
Somebody did customize a pizza
it was
for Domino's.
It was a Domino's pizza a long time ago.
But they did no sauce, no cheese, and half of it with ground beef.
The left half of the pizza with beef.
Oh, is this like a meme now?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it was a popular thing like 10 years ago. It's been 10 years. Can you believe that?
Really?
Yeah, I think it just passed its 10th anniversary.
Nothing surprises me anymore at this point.
The 10th anniversary of none pizza left beef.
Pizza left beef.
Man,
we had a party.
The inventory system in Battlegrounds on the Xbox is just too tough to deal with.
I thought you said it was better.
No. There's one aspect of it that I like. That there's one button you can hit and it puts stuff on your attached
from the
to your
ground,
rifle. Right? Yeah, that's nice. But what is that?
None pizza left beef.
Oh, you showing it to him?
It looks disgusting.
What are you playing right? Where'd she go? She left.
She disappeared. She's gone. She's in the shadows.
She's always playing something. What's the thing you're playing now? Okami. I like this game because I watch her play it. It's like a cartoon wolf that is on an adventure. I'm just going to try to explain what Okami is. So it's a cartoon wolf that's on an adventure, and it goes around and meets various people on its way through its journey. And there's two options when you meet someone new. And the two options are listen and bite. And that's it. And every time she walks up to somebody and says, listen or bite, I'm like, bite. Always bite first. And so I just sit there when she plays Okami and I just say, bite.
When is biting a good option?
Always.
Is it? Yeah, see, she's learning. Always bite. Never listen.
Always be biting.
Always bite. Never listen. But Battlegrounds is the one that I don't play any other game but Battlegrounds pretty much at this point. Although I did play Battlefront 2, and I have to say Battlefront 2 is a good game. I've been playing the campaign.
Okay, just the campaign.
No, I played a multiplayer match. You can't not do that. But
I've been playing. I played the campaign of Battlefront 2 for a bit. I had no issue with it.
Yeah, I think people are upset about the economic model.
Yeah. I think
it's like a nice mindless game.
Do your cutscenes have like tearing?
Cutscenes are shit.
Yeah, right.
Well, I mean, it's video. Like, this is the thing where it's now come to, like, 4K games, high res textures and all that stuff, because the game's running it can do that. But I think companies struggle to store 4K video from their games because of, I guess, the file sizes.
Ashley, are you listening to Gavin?
No.
Do you think?
Good. Then bite. Time to bite.
Do you think
Always
they could stream it? Like when I think Quantum Break came out, like they didn't store a lot of the video and cutscenes.
I don't want that either.
On the game, they just streamed it as
I think
needed.
if you're going to go all 4K, make your cutscenes 4K. I don't want some like blocky, compression-y HD shit amongst my 4K gameplay. It used to be the opposite problem where cutscenes would look tremendous and the gameplay would be dog shit. And now we've flipped. Pisses me off.
In a household where two people play video games, where everybody plays video games in our household, but
Do you ever both
two
turn on the
adults
same
do.
TV at the same time?
We never play the same games. I feel like.
I'm the same with Turney.
Yeah.
I'm always like, yes, my girlfriend likes video games.
Right.
We don't ever play the same game.
No, not at all.
She started playing Stardew Valley when I stopped playing it.
Really?
Very
You
unfortunate.
played a little bit of Battlegrounds with her, didn't you?
I have a few times, yeah. But she mainly plays with Ryan.
She got into it. It's okay. You want to talk about it? Yeah. Ashley's thing is like she gets all involved with these what was that, Persona 5?
Yeah.
And then when she bought a Vita, what'd you do? You went down a notch?
Persona 4 Golden.
And what, on Vita?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she's going backwards through the franchise.
You guys want to talk about Vita?
Nope.
Do they make this?
Bite.
Still?
Just
No,
bite.
not really.
You can go give Greg Miller a call.
No,
he'll be
I
summoned
did.
shortly. Yeah.
See John
I had to
Reisner.
find
See if he
someone.
wants to talk to you about it. He works at the No, I hear. He can talk to you all about Persona 5. Talk about the
Salty
last
in
one.
here.
Yeah, although Ashley did give me the piece of advice. I talked about Star Wars in the vlog this week. Ashley did give me the advice when we saw the movie together on Thursday. She had already seen it on Monday. Ahem. She told me after the movie, I was like, that was okay. I was like, that movie was all over the place. And I was like, I don't know what to make of that movie. And she said, I liked it so much better the second viewing. And so the next day on Friday, we had the company screening. We had a private screening where we rented out one of the Alamo theaters. And I thought, okay, well, I'm going to give this a shot. If Ashley said it's better the second time, I'll go back and watch it again. And I enjoyed it so much more the second time.
It's better the second time?
It's so much better the second time, in my opinion.
I liked it the first time.
It was better the second time, but
We should stop before we get into it for real.
We'll get into it in about
All
15 minutes or so. We'll get into it. 10, 15
All right.
minutes.
Well, thank you, Ashley, very much. Good to see you. Where are you going home?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna go.
Don't look-
I'm gonna go.
don't
I'm gonna go
look.
bite dogs.
Don't look in the living room behind the chair.
You got
Very
a Christmas
specifically.
present?
Christmas is coming up.
The chairs are in the middle of the room,
Well, don't go in the living room.
but that's where Okami is.
No, you can play Okami upstairs and bite things.
Bite from upstairs.
You're going to need to go on your hands and knees, eyes closed, and crawl to
Just
your
don't look at
destination.
anything. Just don't look at anything.
Just turn the lights off as soon as you walk in. Problem solved.
Done. Easy.
All right, let me read this other thing here. I want to remind everyone this episode of Rooster Teeth Podcast is brought to you by MeUndies. Every year, millions of people receive the least liked gift of all time, underwear. But we still give it to our family and our loved ones who just don't want it. Maybe it's not that underwear that's the problem. Maybe it's the kind of underwear. So let me tell you about MeUndies, the only underwear that makes for an amazing gift. MeUndies made underwear the perfect gift that everyone's going to love you for. It's a holiday miracle. This year, don't give underwear, give MeUndies. This holiday season, to get your exclusive 20% off the softest underwear you'll ever wear, free shipping, and a 100% satisfaction guarantee, go to MeUndies.com/roosterteeth. That's MeUndies.com/roosterteeth. I've said it many times. It's the only underwear I wear. This time of year when it gets colder, I wear the lounge pants as well. And can't go back. No going back to regular underwear. I'm wearing them right now, as a matter of fact, because that's all I own. So go get some MeUndies or give them to someone for the holidays.
We need to talk about you.
Me.
And your... Okay, so we had the company holiday party the other day.
Yeah, bud.
And there was like 400 people there. Yeah. 300. There's a lot of people.
By the way, the entire time I went to dinner with Matt beforehand, the entire time before that, I said, are we going to do a toast at this thing? And Matt goes, no, we had the all-hands meeting. We talked at that. No, we're not going to say anything. I'm like, you're sure? And he's like, yeah. Matt gets up and does a toast.
Oh, yeah, you weren't there,
doesn't include. I was right over. I was off on the side. He told me the whole dinner he wasn't going to do it. Then he does it.
But when I got there, you looked like you were in some sort of predicament.
Me?
Like waiting for someone or something to do with your car or something else. There's always like a time at the beginning of stuff where you're trying to find someone or you're trying to do something and everyone else is just walking into the party.
No. This is no.
Is this some sensitive?
Is that a plan so you don't have to talk to people?
I was going to say hi to you and you were like, all right, you were like all over the place. I was like, okay, I'll see you in there.
No, they were not. It's so hard to explain. They were not going to park my car.
Right.
They weren't going to valet it. They
said
hotel. They said we're no longer valeting cars unless you're an overnight guest. And I said, well, we have the entire second floor ballroom rented out for our company event. So maybe you can valet my car. And they said, no, we can't. And I said, well, they gave me a pass. I just don't have it printed out. So that's the thing. And they said, well, do you have a room number? I said, no, I'm not staying here. I said, we just rented the
the room is
second floor ballroom. That's what we did. And so then she was like, well, this woman was very adamant about it. She was like, I need you to give me your name and your room number. And so I gave her my last name and gave her a room number. And she goes, is that your room? I said, no, I just told you I don't have a room. I'm just giving it to you because I thought you just wanted a room number. And I gave her like the name I gave her Bethany's last name and Matt's last name because I said, this is booked under something and I have a pass for it. She goes, well, can you show me the pass? I said, I can go upstairs and talk to my assistant and come down and bring it down if you want me to and do that. And she goes, well, you can't just park your car here. I go, and I literally at that point, she had my key in her hand. I go, I'm sure you'll figure it out. And I just walked away.
Wow.
And left.
Did it work?
Yeah, they parked my car. I had my ticket. She had the thing already.
Did they dismantle it and put it back together?
They might have. I recognize it's a bit of a dick move, but I was just like, I'm not.
They lost my car.
I'm kind of over this parking discussion.
They
honestly.
lost my car at that place one time.
No, did they?
Yeah.
I believe it.
I was stuck outside for like an hour.
They lost your car?
Yeah, they're like, we don't know where it is. It's like, what do you mean? They're like, it's down there somewhere. I was like, well, I need to leave. I need that car. Like, yeah, we'll get to it.
Yeah, I mean, it is easier to not have one.
It is easier to not own a car, is the moral of the story. Man, the other day, I got so pissed off. I got trapped in a parking lot because of some other idiot.
They break down?
No. So I stopped to get coffee on my way to work in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And at this coffee shop, it's like at an intersection where two streets come together. And I was coming out of the coffee shop, and there was a bus who was at the intersection at a red light waiting to go through it. And I noticed there was another car parked right next to me. I was like, oh, that car wasn't here when I got in. So I got my coffee in my hand. I'm walking to my car, and that other car parked next to me backs straight up into the bus.
Nice. Good move.
And I'm like, I see them backing up. I'm like, they'll stop. It's a bus. You can't not see that. And he backs straight the fuck up into that bus. I'm like, God damn it. And it's like, I'm at the intersection, so my car's stuck because that bus is there. So like the bus driver comes out, people start coming off the bus, and I'm like, I'm going to guess that it's like company protocol that he can't move that bus now. Like, he has to wait. So I walk up and I look at them, and the guy who hit the bus is looking around. He's like, I don't know how I didn't see you. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of have the same feeling, guy. And I look at the bus driver, and I'm like, let me guess, you can't move the bus now, right? He goes, nope, I can't move until a supervisor shows up. So I was like, okay. So I sat in my car for 45 minutes waiting for that bus to move. Like, I was just fucking stuck on my way to work.
Probably would have been quicker to walk.
If I'd gotten there, but then I'd left my car there.
Yeah.
It's like, and it was like it was in another business's parking spot. It's like, this has the sign that says, this is for this other business, or 5-minute to-go coffee parking. I was like, I'm just going to go in and get my coffee. I'm just going to leave. I'm fucking stuck there. I'm like, I can't leave it here because then if the bus leaves and I leave my car here all day, they're going to tow me. So I just fucking stuck there. I sat in my car for 45 fucking minutes because a moron didn't see a bus when he backed up.
Well, see, that's what led up to this valet discussion. So it wasn't just the valet harassing me about this. When I say harassing, she's doing her job. But before that, we were on 2nd Street, which is where that hotel is, and we were sitting.
We sat there for 20 minutes as
Dude,
well?
we were there 35 minutes.
Yeah.
I watched the light at the end of the block turn green probably 20 to 30 times.
We were in that too.
And none of the cars on the street moved. And there was no explanation or what was going on. So by the time we got the extra 30 feet we needed to get to turn into the thing, it was already just a misery.
There was a moment where we'd been
already
sat
late
there
for the
like
party and everything.
We'd been sat there about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And it only took us like 5 minutes to get there.
Yep.
From home. And then I was like, there's every chance that we might miss the party because it was only till 10 or whatever for some reason.
Yeah.
He easily could have just been stuck there all night.
Yeah, just sitting there and like it was pure gridlock. Something's going on with Austin and holiday traffic. The party that we had, or the event we had for Last Jedi, was at the South Lamar Alamo. I'm not sure why. There's an Alamo a block away from here. We could have done that one. That's where we did laser team screens.
Why did our party end at 10?
It was.
I don't know. Ask Bethany. What was the theme? What was that? Oh, you weren't there.
Warhol Wonderland.
You didn't see it though.
I didn't even know there was a thing.
Patrick is saying.
Why are some people dressed like dicks?
There were 2 big Christmas parties scheduled for the Fairmont Hotel, but that hotel's not done, so they had to move them to over there, the JW area, and that's why all that traffic was fucked up there.
Really?
Yeah,
Uber driver told you that, huh? Okay.
How many Fairmonts are there? I've been to the San Francisco one. I didn't realize there was a ton of them.
So far, I know of 2. I know of that one you just said, and then the one in Austin, which is not built. So 1.5.
All right.
Technically.
1.5.
The thing I like about the Fairmount that they're building in Austin, if I'm thinking of the right hotel, is that it has a sky bridge over to the convention center.
Yes. I don't think it's done yet, but you will.
That'll be great during RTX because it's blisteringly hot. Yeah.
Have you seen The Shape of Water yet?
Yeah, man. I saw it opening night.
Is it better than the Star
I went
Wars?
with the art team from my new production that I'm working on because we wanted to go see something cool and inspiring.
Did you remember on the podcast when you invited me to that?
Did I invite you to go see Shape of Water with me?
Yeah, and I was like, "Yeah, tell me after the podcast when, and I'll go."
He went without you?
Yeah.
Well,
the Last Jedi.
you were like, "I want to invite you and Esther." I was like, "Yeah, I'd love to. Esther wants to see that. I'm definitely down."
What?
2 weeks ago, you invited me to go see The Shape of Water on a Thursday. Was it a Thursday?
We had 2 empty seats. Why weren't you there?
Peter Hayes, get the tape.
Fucking dick.
We need this footage.
I can't believe I missed out on something Gus said he wanted to go do.
I said I wanted to do it. I was excited.
Well, the movie was
Have
fantastic.
you ever seen him excited about something and then you smash it down in his face?
That's why I say no. I don't want to get my hopes up and then just be disappointed.
This
in
is
the
right
end.
up your alley, too. This is interspecies sex, which you like.
What?
Because you like the dolphin that dropped LSD and got hand jobs.
That's just funny.
You like the monkey and the deer. This is the lady in a iguana or
He
whatever the
did
fuck
to
that
you what
thing
you did
was.
to me with Crystal Palace v Tottenham.
Kind of.
Oh, it was cold out.
It was cold. I didn't
So
go,
what?
but I didn't go. He went anyway.
You know where it's cold?
You wouldn't have gone. That's
game?
a convenient excuse. He wouldn't have gone, right? He wouldn't have gone. He's putting this on me.
He wouldn't have gone.
He wouldn't have gone.
I would have gone.
You didn't go to the holiday party because you had a new TV.
And it was raining.
You had a new TV?
Yeah, I was setting it up. I was all excited.
I mean, it'll be there later when you get back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it was still new.
So you missed the holiday party.
It's literally
But
one.
let's see, at the holiday party, who am I going to see? People I see every day.
Listen,
You don't see them every
it's a
day. Half
festivity.
them work somewhere else.
I've been to the other place. You've never been there.
Be festive. Of the 5 old dudes at the company, I think only Matt and I went to the party.
The oldest dudes.
What's that?
No, almost the oldest dudes.
Well, you know what I mean. We've been around a long time. Here.
It was good. It was good. It was too short. It was good.
It was short.
Mainly short because I spent.
You were fucking late by an hour and a half.
Well, that's because of traffic.
Well, it's not too short then. You're too late. That's what happened. Don't give me that look. Don't you give me
A
that look.
party should be longer than 3 hours.
Blame fucking Bethany. Who knows what she's doing?
All right.
Did you think you liked the party?
No. Well, I mean, it was
a big-
nice to see. The party is about the people. The location was shite.
It was a bit
It was
shitty.
just a big room.
Yeah, it was the big room.
The one we had last year at that fancier hotel was nice.
That was very nice.
But that one had the weird thing where everyone had to wear. They wanted everyone to wear masks.
Yeah, just ignore
That was
that
okay,
shit.
though.
was
You don't have
Warhol.
to do that. That's
What
just
the fuck was
At
he?
least the environment was kind of cool and like dark. This was just like pillars and hue bulbs.
Yeah. Last year was kind of classy and nice. This
Yeah.
year was kind of just like,
This was like
meh. It was like department store at the
sounds
mall.
like you need
High
to talk to
school prom?
Bethany.
Yeah. It's like an old defunct mall where they just emptied everything out and you just go like stand in a department store.
I'm also just like saying this stuff as though it's very easy to fix. I'm sure it's a massively expensive, huge thing to throw a party in December for 300 people.
You're better than I am, because whenever I see something shitty, I go, who got a kickback to get this location? Somebody got some money under the table.
They had honey dripping.
Go ahead.
What is honey dripping?
The what?
You didn't see the honey drip?
Honey dripping?
That was pretty cool, huh?
Honey dripping tree?
Brie.
Honey dripping.
They had a
like
honeycomb suspended in midair that dripped honey onto brie.
Honeycomb?
Yeah.
I did see suspended honey at one point.
Yeah.
But it had a big light bulb on it that was making it warm and drippy.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
So is it?
I mean, I've never had a honey drip brie before.
Did you go to the s'mores station?
I didn't see it. I didn't make it.
It was over on the side.
How's that different to just pouring, like squirting honey onto
I don't know.
cheese?
It was a production.
It was a production.
So it's like a chocolate fountain.
Also, there was a point in the evening when the glasses for the drinks got significantly smaller. Did you notice that?
This big.
Well, they got plastic.
This big. Someone came up to me. I was like, "Is that a shot or a glass?"
It really was. They really dramatically shrunk.
You know what they do, though? If you keep your original glass, because I still had mine, he gave me a new one in plastic, and then I was like, you got no glasses left? And he goes, no, but if you pour that in there, I'll top it up and make it a real drink for you. So
make it a real drink. So
Yeah.
they even admit it.
And I thought he's going to top it up because I was having Jack and Coke. I thought I'll put more Coke in it. He put more whiskey in it. So I was like, oh, they're really just giving people really tiny drinks.
Yeah, they were tiny drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just keep your glass.
You can drink like 20 of them then.
So we had a honey dripping station.
Yeah, honey dripping station.
Honey dripping brie.
We had s'more station.
There was bags of Doritos with cheese in. What was that?
I don't know. It was Fritos it was like a chili Frito pie. I don't know. That was like a thing.
Someone described that to me as a taco in a bag.
That's a good way to think about it.
But I was like, no, that's not a taco. A taco is something.
It sounds
It's
like
food
we
in a
had some
tortilla.
leftover
You take a
food.
Mexican tortilla made under the Mexican sun.
Yeah.
I think it's legit. I don't think it was racist the way I said Mexican sun. I really don't.
No, it was fine.
It's
I
problematic.
don't think I saw any of y'all at the party. Did I see?
I saw you.
I saw you.
Did
Yep.
we talk? Or did I see you from afar? Or?
Probably not intentionally, but I don't remember if we spoke or not.
I talked to Marshall. Said more words to him at that than I have the whole year.
Is that true?
Yep. Well, there wasn't many, but I just haven't spoke to him.
I feel like I only see him like once a month now.
Where does he go? Where is he?
I don't know. I never see that guy.
Stage 2.
Somebody I knew brought a +1, and then that person asked me for a job for 15 minutes, and I thought that was a lot of fun at a holiday party. That was pretty cool. Yeah.
Not going to name names.
Gonna get right on that.
Did you get a picture as well?
No. I was busy getting dripped honey. And then there was this really awesome monkey humping station that was really great. You had to wear antlers for it, but it was fun.
Get your antlers pulled. All right. You want to talk about The Last Jedi?
We got 15 minutes left?
You got about 15 minutes or so.
All right, we're going to talk about The Last Jedi, which is a Star Wars movie featuring Kylo Ren.
So we will be discussing spoilers or anything related and things related to plot
will?
of the movie. Will we?
We will.
Yeah.
We will.
Yeah. So if you have not seen it
Spoilerific.
and you want to save it, I hate to say this, don't watch this part of the podcast, or go watch the movie and then come back and watch this part of the podcast.
We could do... Now, that would take away from people who are getting first for the first time, so we could do it for the post-show.
Why would that
Since it's gift first week or whatever.
Let's do it now.
Let's do it right now.
So I went and saw it. I was fine with it. I don't know what the big uproar. I feel like a lot of people are reacting very negatively towards it. There was some stuff I didn't like.
Like?
Specifically, anything
All
having
right.
to do.
So we're about to get the spoilers here.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Anything having to do on the casino.
That was
All of the
shit.
casino stuff, I didn't want to see any of that.
So
it just made me
basically-
think of the prequels the entire time.
And it added nothing. It's like at the end of it, they're like, oh yeah, it didn't matter. You shouldn't have done that. It was a complete fetch quest.
They found someone.
Who didn't do anything.
No, but I like that. I like the fact that I don't like the casino stuff. I like the fact that they had this whole massive chunk of the movie for plot to like try and do something and it didn't work. It felt like realistic. I was like, yeah, it made sense that they don't always have a successful mission.
Well, at first,
they were just like, oh, we messed it up.
And at first, when they got to the casino stuff, I thought, okay, this is kind of cool. Maybe to see people who are successful, like stuff that's happening outside of like this war and this conflict.
Planet Monaco,
right? But then I was like, no, I can't. I really don't want to see this anymore.
I agree with you. I think it's good to see people fail.
Thank you for putting that up, whoever put that up.
But they failed in a way that did not. They were like, you shouldn't have ever gone. You should. This was stupid and blah blah. If they,
yeah, but they were wits then. They were like, we got to do something.
But if they had like done something that was important to the plot and then failed, it'd been interesting.
What would have happened? Okay, so then let's see.
They basically need to get Finn and Rose off of the cruiser and get them over to Snoke's ship. But Snoke's ship is right there.
But then there was no real consequence. Like, what did they do on that ship? Like, what was the...
They were trying to shut down the breaker for this mysterious device that suddenly breaks the rules of Star Wars and allows people to track through light speed. That should have been something else, like a trader on the ship or something like that. But it was just this thing of like, oh, there's a device. We're not going to show the device.
Yeah, it was like classic MacGuffin crap.
We're going to refer to it like 5 times. Yeah. And Hux, who's the world's worst character, invented this thing or came up with it. And all we're going to do is show the breaker that shuts it off, that it's connected to. It's like it's an 8 process.
The other thing I didn't understand was, so that, like most of the movie, this cruiser is outrunning the Star Destroyer, right? And they're like, and they even say on the Star Destroyer, like, the cruiser's faster and more nimble than us. We can't catch up, but the cruiser can't get away. It's like they're constantly moving at this fixed pace
for 15 hours.
It's like, does the cruiser never like get further away?
Right, you can't just outrun it on impulse power.
Right,
it can get further away to a point. It can get further away to a point and then do it. Listen, it's going to sound like this is the way Star Wars works. I do now like the movie a lot. I really do.
You didn't like it at first?
No, when I walked out the first time, I didn't. But there's so much stuff. First of all, I didn't like the way they treated Luke Skywalker. I didn't like the difference between him and Return of the Jedi.
I think Mark Hamill had the same issue with it.
He did.
He just seemed like kind of like a weird dope, you know? I don't know
but a lot of time has passed.
I guess so.
Shitload of time.
I also have very specific opinions about Star Wars and some of the things in Star Wars, and the Luke character violated that. I'm going to go pretty deep here, and this will be very spoilerish. So to me, Yoda has talked about, or Ben Kenobi have talked about pathways to the dark side. And they're through emotional, dark emotions like fear and anger and hate. And Anakin's path to the dark side was through fear. He was afraid something was going to happen to Padme. And the Emperor Palpatine exploited that and turned him to the dark side through his fear. Mm-hmm. Luke's path was always anger. They always were saying to Luke, let go of your feelings, give in to your hate. You know, they were always trying to instill anger in Luke because he was angry about the death of his father and then later just angry about Darth Vader in general. But ultimately, the downfall of Luke Skywalker was one based in fear because he was afraid of Kylo Ren and the darkness in Kylo Ren. And there was like that weird moment that they showed like 15 times from 15 different perspectives of the moment with Kylo Ren and Luke Skywalker. But
I thought it was cool that they showed it from each character's point of view.
Yeah, but they showed it more than twice.
3 times.
Well, there was
three
like
times,
like the we don't know time, and then there was both of their perspectives about it.
Gotcha. They just did the with
Do you know that
tearing it down.
In that flashback, that is the only time 2 lightsabers touch the whole movie. There's no lightsaber on lightsaber fight the whole movie.
That's a really interesting that you're correct.
The only Star Wars movie where there's no lightsaber fight.
Yeah. I don't like when non-Jedis fight Jedis.
Rogue One.
And fight them
competently.
Yeah.
Like in the
like
room.
the Jedis are in danger when they fight someone who's not a Jedi.
Were
That just seems
the
weird
people
to
in
me.
the throne room? Do you think that maybe they were the other apprentices that Kylo Ren had
I
taken
said
away?
this. I said the same thing.
That's
and
what I
people were
thought.
saying you're right.
That's what I assumed.
Because he specifically says Kylo Ren burned down the temple, killed all the students, and left with a handful of students.
Right.
So are those
That's
dudes
what I assumed.
the Imperial Guard?
That's why I assumed they were able to hold their own. And
The
at least
whole Star
they have
Wars.
lightsabers.
they had like little lightsaber things, attachments on their weapons.
How
Yeah.
many times now have a bunch of tiny Jedis been slaughtered? It's like tiny Jedi genocide every trilogy.
It's a bad deal.
Don't train to be a Jedi when you're
Younglings. They get all chopped up.
I will say there were moments in the script where the director clearly had to be like, how am I going to shoot this? And I think he did 2 tremendous technical. Like, I thought Snoke's death was cool. To get around the senses, I assume they shot it a certain way. What, was that too much of a spoiler?
No, I was making sure spoilers are still on the screen, that's all.
And I thought...
Yes, that would definitely be a spoiler.
Yeah, I was like, that was a very nice way. It was like in a wide, it was out of focus in the background, but you have that heavy slump when he hits the ground, like the top half of him. And I also thought the ship going through the other ship at light speed was awesome.
It
was like...
Yeah,
Just cut to silence.
In
class.
In
that
the
moment.
screening that I saw, like it goes silence, and then I could hear like 2 people in the theater go like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah,
like,
in my,
they were, like,
when I
so
saw
forward.
it, I heard
It
people
was-
go,
that was cool for a moment in that movie. What it does to Star Wars in general, it's like, why didn't someone just go light speed into the Death Star?
Well, here's what I'm thinking. You could only do it once, right? And then once you do it once, people are ready for it at that point in time. Like, it was such like this crazy surprise move.
Yeah, I'm not talking plot-wise it was cool. I'm saying...
Like, why wouldn't they just make a big ship that's a block of metal and then fire light speed through everything?
Yeah, just make like
the Death Star.
A big rail gun.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Death Star, there was a moment where I kind of like put my head in my hands, where they're making their last stand, and they pull out that big weapon.
Dude, this
is
Miles' least favorite moment.
It's a battering ram cannon. It's like, what?
But what does it do? Yeah, the best part about that is that Finn goes, "Oh, they have a battering ram cannon," and Poe goes, "What is that?" Because it's mini Death Star tech. No, dude, it's a battering ram. That's what he just said. What it was.
Metal door.
Yeah,
Ain't no
you're
door
behind the
after
metal door. Here's the thing he's calling a battering ram. Guess what it's gonna fucking do?
And if they were smart, they would have taken one of their cruisers and light speeded it through that door.
Yeah,
and it would have been easy. They
could have all light speed from that point in time through everything.
I just thought, plot wise, whatever. But like the way he shot it, I thought was great.
There's another thing he shot really well that I think is you could see it on paper, but then when you see it on screen, could have been completely wrong. And that's every time that Kylo and Rey talk to each other across some great distance. I just thought that was the sound design of that and the way he shot it. It worked. Like, even the mechanic of where she pulls out her blaster on the first encounter, right? That set that up, and it was very clear that they were talking to each other and could see each other.
He shot it like they were in the room.
Yeah.
In terms of, like, the angles he used.
Yeah. And they would engage, the way they engaged with each other. Like, they would stop and look. And even at the end, Rey's up the ramp in the Falcon, and he's kneeling down in the base, and they're looking, like, down and up at each other. Like, they even, all the geography of it works.
Yeah, it was, there was some pretty, like, graphic moments that I thought were cool.
Like what?
Like how Snoke's hand was just left on the armrest.
Yeah, because it was both of them, right? Because it just came out like this.
Yeah, and like the through the eye shot was cool. I mean, it's not graphic,
cool.
but it's like insinuates graphic.
Yeah,
cool moments. The prequels are all just like, aside from Darth Maul coming in half, there wasn't really anything cool.
Dooku got his head chopped off.
That was pretty neat.
Yeah. I just don't know.
There were a couple good like lightsaber fights in the prequels. That's about it.
I'm happy that we saw the lightsaber fights go back to like original trilogy and not like crazy, super over choreographed stuff like the prequels. Like even here, when there's that showdown at the very end, like Kylo Ren's not jumping around like a cartoon character.
He's not choking people enough, though.
Dude, I liked Kylo Ren so much better in this movie than in the first one, or in episode 7 where he appeared. I just thought he was like Darth Millennial, in the first one, and because he was having tantrums, but he did the same kind of stuff in this. But something about his performance, I really liked Kylo Ren a lot more. Like even in the first one, when he has the big betrayal at the end of episode 7. I'm assuming people have probably seen.
Yeah, we're giving spoilers for this one. I assume the other one's fine.
Even that just felt like kind of like pouty to me. But there's something very specific in the fight with Luke Skywalker on the salt flat. By the way, just say the word salt flat on the radio. Send the speeders across the salt flat. That's it. You don't need the whole scene with this guy walks out and it's like, who's the fucking guy with red footprints? This guy looks like a badass. And then somebody just goes, it's salt. What? Cut that shit. I think the movie's 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
I mean,
probably some
to like let you know that that's what the red is. Like if you say salt flat, you wouldn't think that it's going to be red. That's only. I agree with you. That's the only thing I can think.
But they didn't need to explain it. But it's like it's a cool, weird planet with colors.
Yeah, it's a foreign planet.
Yeah,
right?
it's like everybody's like, oh, it's salt.
It could be red snow. Who gives a shit, right? But the Kylo Ren, that scene where he's doing it, when Kylo Ren like takes that lightsaber out, it's just the way his stance is so different from any other Jedi I've ever seen before. Even like Darth Maul. Like Darth Maul was really precise, but like when he takes his lightsaber out, he goes like this. Like he doesn't open it in front of him. He opens it behind his back, and he opens it like this. He goes like that, and it's like really intense in that moment. And I thought the way his lightsaber technique was just so brutal. I hope he has a lightsaber battle again with Rey at some point. I assume that's the only person left he can fight with.
Yeah, I mean, Finn held a lightsaber for a little while at one point in episode 7.
Yeah.
I'm sad that Phasma's hat didn't come off.
So, okay, I'm glad I'm actually glad you mentioned Phasma.
It did kind of.
Because after
her eye came out.
Episode 7, everyone complained like, oh, I thought Phasma was going to be a bigger deal, this and that. And then weren't people saying like, oh, she's going to be a much bigger deal in episodes 8 and 9?
Yeah.
And then she was like in 8 even less than 7.
Well, I kept seeing like I'm not sure if it was on her Instagram or something, but her training over and over again, like doing all this crazy stuff. And I was like, where was all that? And why? It didn't even need to be her. Like, you couldn't even see her face.
No.
They could have had a great moment where a helmet came off. Yeah. But she could have done some, like, Brienne of Tarth style fighting.
Yeah.
She's good at it. She's very good at physical combat.
They just really like that chrome.
It looked cool, but I mean, at some point, I thought Finn was going to knock her helmet off and they'd have a
She just
solid
wasn't
fight.
a memorable character in the movie. I mean,
Because they're trying to reverse engineer Boba Fett. And Boba Fett never took off his mask in the original trilogy. They're trying to create this character that's only on screen for 5 minutes and just looks super cool, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, so amazing!" Which honestly worked all through the trailers and everything for Episode 7, and then people saw the movie and go, "The fuck was that character?" Character got knocked out in 2 seconds and
You
was
think
gone.
she's dead?
No, I definitely think she's coming back in the next one, and I hope it's like,
I hope she's a
I hope she's in the background, and someone's like, "Phasma," she's like, "Sup," and that's it. That's one of the most anticlimactic characters I've ever seen.
So
What about? Oh,
I was gonna take a different line of thought here.
Love BB-8.
Do you think that Kylo Ren is lying to Rey about her parents?
I think it definitely feels like they're just going to say, "Oh, I didn't say that. You said that," or something like that. I hope it's not.
It just made me think about like when Luke Skywalker was lied to and told that Darth Vader killed his father.
It's true.
It's
Lies
like
are
the
the
same
worst.
kind of thing,
Yeah.
right? Where you're like, you'd lie. It's like, oh well, you know, or it's like, I mean, from a certain perspective, sure, that happened. It's like it's gonna be that kind of thing where,
from my perspective, the Jedi.
right?
I also really liked Hux's face getting smashed down to the floor right at the beginning of the movie.
Oh yeah, like was that when it was? I'll take it in my chamber. And like,
we're only talking about stuff we don't like. This is what happens with Star Wars. We all love Star Wars.
I
but
talked about stuff I like.
People you end up talking about stuff you don't like.
I don't-
I don't like when they put what I consider to be modern colloquialisms into Star Wars dialogue,
Like the hold
like
thing?
the hold thing.
Yeah,
Hold
that-
doesn't feel like a Star Wars word to me. You know,
It was funny. The guy who's saying that Poe Dameron's screwing with him, the guy that is telling him that, is like a really famous British comedian. It was funny to see him in a serious role.
Oh, really?
The bald head guy.
Well, the Queen of the Erie was there too on the bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like
The problem with that is not only did they have that whole joke, then they stretched it out. Like they're like really like triple down on it. They're like,
really
hold.
yeah. I'll hold.
but I liked the idea that
Also, the union dispute. What's a union dispute in Star Wars? That was weird. Maz Kanata.
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
like, I'm in the middle of a union dispute. Trust me, you don't want to know. She reminds me so much of the character from The Incredibles that makes all the suits.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
Edna Mode.
Yeah, yeah.
Were you mad by Luke's death?
I like the way that they did the bookends with the two sons.
That was cool.
I like that.
What?
But I didn't like the fake out that he's not there.
Well, okay. Here's the thing.
that's
That
foreshadowed
fake out
heavily,
could have been cool because it's like, oh, he got him. Oh, he's back in his home planet. He's totally cool. Oh wait, he dies anyway. It doesn't matter.
I know.
It's the same thing. He could have been there and could have gotten sliced in half. Same difference.
Well, he could have been there, but he would have been shot immediately, and they probably wouldn't have escaped.
okay.
Yeah, the hologram was able to survive
He
the
bought himself
bombardment.
way more
okay,
time
okay.
by. I mean, he could have just been on a rock behind.
Yeah, all that makes sense. Although I do want you to explain the one thing that I still am not happy with in this movie. Someone has got to explain to me, what is Space Leia? What is that scene?
So I was wondering about that as well.
Space Leia is
and someone
weird.
sent me a fan theory where they said, "Do you think it was Kylo Ren force pushing her back to the bridge?"
No,
I don't think so either.
because she put her hand out.
She did that. And also he was like off flying around.
What's your issue with it?
It's just fucking weird.
So you think
What,
plot
can
wise,
Jedi
like,
survive in space now?
I
That's
think
not a thing.
people can survive in space for a little while.
well, also
Can
she
they?
could have like,
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
she could have just like
It's not good.
pulled air like around her, you know?
What
I
air?
Yeah,
From the
I
ship.
get what you're saying.
Like
no one's
gather
ever
all the air and
I don't know, like
pressurize
a
it.
pocket of air. She could have done that.
Force is getting a little. It's
like a
just
force bubble.
Force bubble.
I mean, if you can lift rocks, you can't lift oxygen.
Look, I'm
I don't
doing
know.
it right now.
I mean, some people had a problem with the fact that she was like flying like Superman, but it's like,
Yeah.
when you're in space and there's no gravity, if you pull something that's massive, it will pull you towards it. That's how that would work.
Right.
Sure.
She's just pulling herself, like grabbing the ship and pulling it.
It's just a weird moment to me.
It was weird.
It's weird,
It's also weird
but
because
it's not like
Kylo Ren has the opportunity to basically kill Leia, and he knows that if he fires, it'll kill Leia, his mother. right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I confused myself for a second. He can fire down. He chooses not to. Then that decision immediately doesn't matter because somebody else fires behind him. They blow up the bridge, and she gets sucked out, which was a fucking crazy-ass moment when that happened. And then, I forget, there was probably like 2 other scenes from the A and the B and the C story that happened. And then they come back, and then even that decision that didn't matter matters even less because she's fine. And she floats through space like Mary Poppins.
So now they've
That
killed...
was weird, dude. That was weird. I don't care what he says. That was weird.
They've killed both characters whose actors are alive, and the one character that survived is dead in real life.
Yeah.
So does that mean a lot of Ghost Luke like next movie?
There could be Ghost Luke. I think Ghost Luke at the end.
What's that?
Ghost Luke at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I assume that's why he like dissipates and transcends, right? It's like the same kind of thing where he's just ascending to like a Ben Kenobi kind of figure.
Yeah.
Here's the weird
Where
thing.
did he go, by the way?
Who?
Obi-Wan Kenobi. Could he?
Oh, I think even at the end of towards the end of Jedi, doesn't he say he can't keep coming back very much? Like he's losing the ability to do that.
Wait, he said that?
I thought so.
Do you also like how they
Am I wrong about that?
They used Puppet Yoda again?
Yeah. I like
Like
Yoda.
a nice throwback.
It was cool to see Yoda.
They didn't CG him.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they did, but
I will say this. First movie in this trilogy seemed a lot like New Hope. It was very similar to that. This one seemed very similar to Empire Strikes Back. The problem was after Empire Strikes Back was over, there was so many things I wanted to see. I wanted to see how are they going to get Han Solo back because he's been taken by Boba Fett. Mm-hmm. Are we ever going to see Darth Vader's face? Are we ever going to get to meet this Emperor? What's going to happen in the battle between Luke and Darth Vader? I don't know what I'm looking forward to in Episode 9 at this point because so much stuff has been resolved. Like the confrontation between Luke and Kylo Ren is done.
Well, I think
the Snoke's thing is all wrapped up.
You're waiting. It's the Rey and Kylo Ren.
That's pretty much it.
I mean, that's what I think.
Which, quite frankly, is going to surprise I think a lot of people when it turns out to be a love story. Because the second time I watched that movie, that's very clearly a love story.
You think they're going to bang?
I think that's how they're going to solve this light side dark side thing.
Make some gray in the middle.
She's got to wear.
Dimmed light bulb.
She's gonna have a monkey suit on. He's gonna have some antlers, and she's gonna ride him around.
What do you think of the little cute little thingies?
The porgs?
Yeah,
I was fine with them.
It's fine.
I was fine with those too.
Yeah,
the Raptors in Episode 7 bugged me way more.
What I didn't like,
the thing on the Falcon that get loose and eat people.
It's got Finn by the leg and it's like dragging him through the ship.
Yeah, those were annoying.
It seemed very un-Star Wars to me.
BB-8 was a little OP.
What do you mean BB-8's OP?
Yeah, he was
when he takes the ATST.
Yeah, it's like he
also the scale on that was way off.
Yeah,
he was too big, right?
Way too big.
Yeah.
He took over an AT-AT.
It's supposed to fit at least 2 or 3 people.
I don't feel like him taking over. He's a computer taking over a computer.
How did he get in? How did he?
He probably Wi-Fi'd the door open.
It just seems like a droid's like the best. He's always saving them. He's always doing all these things. He's shooting out.
I mean, that's like R2D2 in the first.
R2D2 like spew some like oil and stuff.
No, he's like repairing the ship while it's getting.
Yeah, I mean R2D2's all through the first 6 movies, Chris.
Well, I'm not talking about the first. I'm not talking about prequels. I'm talking about the original 3. R2D2. Yeah, he does some stuff, but he's not like taking over ATs or.
It's true. He doesn't drive an ATST at any point in time.
Well, we're finally in an age where a droid can pilot a vehicle, Chris. I'm sorry that doesn't fit with your beliefs.
I would say of all the stuff in the movie, that's one of the most realistic things is that a droid pilots a ship. They probably do that all the time.
He snuck on. He like, what do you do? Kill? I don't know. It just felt like convenient that he was like taking over other ships and.
Someone's saying, you can hear the bombs exploding on the ship at the beginning, and you can hear ships warp into the system from hyperspace. Maybe there's air in Star Wars space. Who knows?
I don't think so.
Which actually, I was going to say that it was really cool about the sound design of the light speed moment with the Laura Dern character. What's her name? Hodo? What was her name? Holdo?
I didn't like her.
But I did like the fact that Star Wars space is never silent. And they chose that moment to go silent, and that was really was really powerful.
I really liked the opening battle with like the bombers attacking the dreadnought, because I felt like recently, with Rogue One and with this movie, they really put like a human face on war. It's like you see individual soldiers dying. It's not just like this abstract thing like ships are blowing up. Like you see like the last bomber that's making it. It's like the gunner's like quiring the bombs dropping, and she sees like the person who needs to push the button is dead.
Yeah.
He's like going up and then get the button.
It was a very badly designed ship that you need a remote separately.
Oh, yeah.
You could be flying the ship and then
Also, they're deployed by gravity.
Shit, we left it back at base.
And why don't they arm the bombs after they open the door? It's like, arm the bombs. Like, don't arm the bombs. Open the door first. Arm them as they're falling.
I also feel like when they all blew up in one of the ships before they went out, that explosion should have been much bigger. It was kind of like popcorn.
Yeah.
It did take out a bunch of other ships.
It should have been like...
Also, I was kind of glad that like you said, the Jedi battles were not all flippy and stuff, because Star Wars does suffer from a problem of scale, where in the first movie they had a Death Star and that fucking Star Destroyer. Star Destroyer showed up. It's like, that's bad fucking news. That's a Star Destroyer. That's a bad ship. By the time we get all the way now forward, we go through Jedi, where the Emperor's ship was so big it cast shadows on all the other Star Destroyers that were around. We get an even bigger Death Star, because bigger means it's worse. Episode 7, we have a fucking planet that's a weapon. And then we get to Episode 8, and it's just Star Destroyers are nothing, because there was 6 Star Destroyers sitting there while they're attacking this enormous fucking dreadnought, and they're just like, oh, we can't have it. It's not what we can do. It's like, you're a fucking Star Destroyer. You're the worst thing in the galaxy. Go after this fucking thing.
Yeah, they're
with
fodder
Jurassic
now.
Park
Yeah.
and T-Rexes.
Yeah.
They're like, we gotta get a bigger T-Rex, a meaner one.
And then what's going to happen, like, that Snoke ship shows up. It's 20 times bigger than anything else on screen. In Episode 9, is it just going to be like, it's so big it doesn't fit on screen? Like, there's parts of it in the parking lot?
I don't understand why they keep making ships out of, like, human materials, like metal and shit. It's like, make one out of lightsabers. Make one that's just, like, light ship.
And then how do you walk on it? It's like, don't trip and fall on the lightsaber ship.
Suspend some sort of walkway inside, but make the outside about, stuff that can't get broken. They're making
Also,
them out
why
of
make
metal.
a massive ship if it can't fight off one X-Wing? It's just like, well, it's a little ship. We're not designed to fight that. It's like, really? Because that's all your enemy has.
Maybe a giant EMP
Well,
or
it's like the same thing as like an aircraft carrier, right? Like an aircraft carrier can't take on one plane.
Also, Poe's
that's why they have
fucking
Aircraft
badass
carriers
pilot.
have, like, anti-air shit defense and all that stuff.
But it's very difficult for them to take out one plane flying by itself. That's why they carry planes and other vehicles. Or they need other ships to protect them.
So aircraft carriers carry aircraft to protect the aircraft carriers?
What?
Is that what you're saying?
Or they have other ships, not other aircraft carriers.
Oh, okay.
One of the cool things about this episode, Last Jedi, was they did so many things that are classic Star Wars mechanics, but they did them from a different perspective. Like, even at the very beginning, that rebel officer, she's standing on the planet, and she's looking up, and you see the Star Destroyers coming in out of light speed, but you're seeing it from the ground, like through the atmosphere. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
No.
And then also there was a scene where Leia was sitting at a table and they're at warp speed, and they come out of warp speed, but you see it from the side.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, that's cool that they did that.
And then,
Yeah, she's got that little bit of motion, like the momentum still.
And like the little thing rocks and all that stuff. So I kind of like that they did those kinds of things, classic Star Wars stuff. And then probably one of my favorite moments, was such a small moment in the whole movie, is the beginning. Poe is so fucking awesome, except for that whole conversation when he's storming that Dreadnought? Yeah, Dreadnought, taking out the surface cannons. And he's trying to get the geography doesn't work for how long it takes BB-8 to repair the stuff to when he approaches that last turret. But he takes that out. And then he does this move where he like pulls himself over to the side of the cockpit and then jams the X-Wing around in like this big skidding arc and gets around behind the TIE fighters. That's a really fucking cool moment, And there's I don't know what you can do with X-Wings and TIE fighters at this point in time to make it cool, but they did it. They found something new to do in an X-Wing.
Yeah, everything. Yeah, that was real cool.
There were a lot of cool stuff in the movie.
Like you pulled the parking brake is what it felt
Yeah,
like.
it was like a space handbrake turn.
Yeah.
A lot of great moments, and I don't mind a lot of the decisions they made. I just don't like the way they did them.
What do you think about the titty milk?
I was cool with that.
That was fine.
Really?
It was totally fine.
It just was like
What? That's ridiculous.
We didn't need the close-up of his face with it dripping through his beard. I was like, man, someone had to hand Mark Hamill a napkin after that. It's that gross.
That was really weird and pointless.
And he's like looking right at it. He's like, yeah, you like this?
There was the first 5 minutes with Luke Skywalker's character. Like when he tosses the lightsaber.
I didn't like that.
There's a lot of
I
that.
get what they were trying to do. Or,
Yeah.
I get the idea behind, but it was like trying to be too funny, and I don't know.
Can you imagine if they'd had that at the end of the last movie? Like, that's where they ended the movie, him just going...
That would be funny. Somebody edit that together.
Yeah,
Roll the credits. What the fuck? He threw away his lightsaber.
Yeah, be like, oh, what's wrong with Luke?
All right.
Or if he throws away the lightsaber and then immediately goes and drinks titty milk, then it's the end of the movie, and that's it.
So I mean, I think despite all the the laughing we do about it, I really thought it was fine. I thought it was a good movie, and I think if you enjoy it, you should let people know that you like it. Tweet at the director. Let him know he's doing a good job. I think.
Rian Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
So
I liked it.
How would you? I was okay with it. I was like, I
want to see it again.
It's a good movie.
I would say I can't say I wasn't disappointed, though. It wasn't the movie I wanted.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I think
you and your lovely wife Esther. Don't let that mumble or stumble.
Yeah.
Imply anything there.
Just I know she wants to see that movie. So yeah.
That movie looks incredible.
Yeah,
that movie looks.
I'm really curious to see it.
All right, so is that a yes?
Yes. We'll hash out details. We need to figure out like timings.
Oh, so you were invited to go see Shape of Water. It was
I assume that's Peter Hayes. So
yeah, it was.
Thank you, Peter Hayes, for finding that so fast.
Our Rooster Teeth podcast historian.
All right. Well, thanks for watching, everybody.
You're fired, by the way, Peter.
Even though next Monday is Christmas, we will have a pre-taped episode for you guys. We'll still be here.
Clip show.
We're not. All right. No clip show.
Are we doing the?
No, no.
Okay. Okay, we're doing something later.
Yeah, maybe next week.
We're doing end of the year podcast awards?
No. Bye.
Damn.